Okay, so self-care,
Yeah.
you hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's in every article, it's all
Uh,
over social media.
yeah.
Friends are always talking about it.
hmm
But what does it actually mean,
Yeah.
for you, like in your actual life?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to try and get to the bottom of today in this
Mhm.
deep dive.
Yeah.
We've looked at a whole bunch of different sources.
Yeah?
Everything from like online magazines and websites to
Mhm.
stuff from universities and like big health organizations.
So like a really good mix.
Yeah, to give
Yeah.
you like a well-rounded perspective.
Yeah, because when we say self-care,
Yeah,
we're not just talking about like
right.
the basic stuff,
Yeah,
like brushing your teeth
exactly.
or taking a shower.
Yeah, it's way more than that.
Right. It's like a conscious effort to take care of yourself,
Yes,
like your mind, your body,
your whole self.
your emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your whole self.
Yeah.
And, this isn't something that's just for like a certain group of people.
Absolutely not.
It's for everybody.
Everyone needs self-care.
Yeah. And it's not selfish,
No, not at all.
which is something that we saw come up a lot.
Yeah.
People thinking that self-care is selfish.
Right.
But it's really not.
It's essential.
Yeah. And I like how one of the sources we looked at described it.
Yeah.
It said it was like giving yourself a big warm hug,
Uh,
you know? And so by taking care of yourself, you can actually then better take care of other people.
exactly. Yeah, you're filling up your own cup so you can pour into others.
Exactly.
And it's important to remember that it's all connected, your mind and your body.
Oh, yeah. They work together.
They totally do.
Yeah.
Like, if you're stressed out, it can make you physically sick.
Oof. Tell me about it.
Right. And when you take care of your body, it can improve your mood.
So true.
So self-care, it recognizes that connection.
It's holistic.
It is. It's about the whole picture.
So how do we actually do it? Like, what does self-care look like in real life?
Well, one thing that really stood out to me from the research is that it's
Yeah.
super personal. Like, what works for one person
Yeah.
might not work for another.
Totally.
One article we looked at called it Your Unique Vibe,
I love that.
which I think is a great way to put it.
Yeah.
It's about finding what feels good for you.
Yes, it's like an experiment.
Totally. It's like playing around and seeing what works.
Okay, so let's get into some specifics.
Okay.
We found a lot of great ideas from all these different sources.
Yeah.
And to make it easier, we kind of grouped them into categories.
Good idea.
So let's start with shaking up your routine.
Okay.
One suggestion was to like mix it up,
Yeah.
do something unexpected.
Yes.
And I loved this example they gave about having like a spontaneous dance party
Oh, fun.
in your living room.
Yeah.
Just put on some music and go for it.
I love that.
So how does doing something like that help?
Well, when you get stuck in a rut,
Ugh, yes.
it can really drain your energy.
Totally.
But doing something new and fun and unexpected, it just shakes things up.
Yeah, it's energizing.
Exactly.
So it's good for your mental and emotional health.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Okay, what's next?
Okay, so the next thing is something I think we can all relate to.
Okay.
It's connecting with people.
Oh, yeah.
Like chat it out,
Mm-hmm.
just talking to someone,
Super important.
whether it's your friends, your family,
Yeah,
your therapist.
anyone you trust.
Yeah.
Just getting those feelings out.
Yes, and even talking about things that happened in the past,
Yeah, processing stuff.
that might still be weighing on you.
Absolutely. Like, we've all been through a lot lately.
Yeah.
The pandemic and everything.
Yeah, and just talking about it can really help.
It's like a release. Like
Yeah.
you're letting go of some of that pressure.
Exactly, and it reminds you that you're not alone.
That's so important.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not even about talking about anything specific.
Right.
It's just about being around people.
Yeah, just being social.
Connecting.
Exactly. Humans are social creatures,
We
I need that connection.
Okay, so we've talked about shaking things up.
Yes.
And connecting with people.
Mm.
Now let's talk about taking breaks.
Oh, yes.
Just hitting pause.
We all need that.
Yeah, and they gave some really simple examples in the sources we looked at.
Like what?
Like just jotting down your thoughts.
Okay.
Like whatever's in your head, just get it out on paper.
Yeah, journaling.
Yeah, or taking a nap.
Oh, a nap is always good.
Right. Or even just having a snack that you really enjoy.
Yes. Treat yourself.
Yeah, just little things like that.
Little moments of rest.
Yeah, that can make a big difference.
They totally can because, we're all so busy.
Oh my gosh.
And we're constantly going.
Yeah.
And it's easy to get overwhelmed.
Totally.
So taking even just a few minutes to pause
Mm-hmm.
can help you reset and recharge.
Okay, so what about breathing?
Oh, yes. Breathing is huge.
Yeah.
Like just taking a few deep breaths
Mm-hmm.
it can calm you down so quickly.
It's amazing how powerful it is.
Yeah, it really is. And there's a reason for that,
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like when you take those deep breaths, you're actually
Yeah.
activating your parasympathetic nervous system,
Okay.
which is like the opposite of your fight or flight response.
Interesting.
So it's like telling your body to chill out.
I like that.
It's a signal to relax.
Okay, so next we have spreading the love,
Oh.
which is all about kindness and gratitude.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, and they talked about how doing things for other people
Mm-hmm.
can actually boost your own mood,
It's true.
like being kind to someone.
Yeah.
Or just making an effort to notice the good things in your life.
Gratitude is so powerful.
It is.
It shifts your whole perspective.
It does.
Like you start to focus on the positive instead of the negative,
Mhm.
and that can make a huge difference in how you feel.
For sure.
Okay, so moving on.
Okay, this one's for the creative folks out there.
Okay, let's hear it.
It's getting artsy.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, like painting or drawing or playing music or whatever creative outlet you enjoy.
I love that.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
No, not at all.
It's just about the process of creating.
Yes, expressing yourself.
Yeah, and they talked about how it can really help your mental health.
That's therapeutic.
Yeah, and even your spiritual well-being.
It can be,
It's like a way to connect with something bigger than yourself.
for sure.
Okay, so another thing they talked about was finding your crew.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
It's all about connecting with people who share your interest.
I'd love that.
Yeah, whether it's joining a club
Mm-hmm.
or taking a class
yeah.
or volunteering.
Or just hanging out with friends who have the same hobbies.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so important.
It gives you a sense of belonging.
Yeah, a sense of community.
Yeah, and it can really help combat loneliness.
Absolutely.
Okay, so last but certainly not least,
Yeah.
setting boundaries.
Yes,
Super important.
it is. One of the articles we looked at called it a superpower.
I love that.
Me too.
It really is.
Because it's about protecting your energy, Yeah. your time, and your mental health.
And it's about saying no,
Yes.
which can be really hard.
It can be, especially for people who are like natural people pleasers.
Yeah.
But it's so important to learn how to do it.
It is, and the sources talked about how it's actually a form of self-respect.
It is, because you're basically saying, I respect myself enough to prioritize my own needs.
And they had this great analogy about energy.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
They said your energy is like a battery.
Okay, I like that.
And every time you say yes to something you don't want to do,
Yeah.
it drains your battery.
It's like you're giving your energy away
Exactly.
to things that aren't actually important to you.
And so by saying no, you're conserving that energy.
Exactly. And you're putting it towards things that do matter.
And it can feel really empowering
It does.
because you're taking control of your life.
You're making choices that are aligned with your values.
Yes. And for anyone who's like, okay, that sounds great, but how do I actually do it?
Yeah.
The articles had some good tips.
Oh, good.
They said to look at your schedule
Okay.
and see what you can let go of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are those things that you're doing that
Yeah.
you don't really want to do?
Right.
Maybe it's a meeting that you dread
Yeah.
or a social obligation that you feel pressure to go to.
Or just like too many commitments in general.
Yeah, just too much on your plate.
Yeah, we all do that.
We do, and it leads to burnout.
Exactly.
And so by setting boundaries,
Yeah.
you can free up time and energy
Yes.
for things that you actually enjoy.
Exactly. Like things that fill you up instead of drain you.
Yeah, like reading a book
Oh, yeah.
or taking a bath.
Or just like having some quiet time to yourself
Yeah,
without any distractions.
So boundaries are about creating space.
Yes. For the good stuff.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we've talked a lot about the practical side of self-care,
We have.
but let's talk about the connection between self-care and mental health,
Okay. Yeah.
because they're really intertwined.
Oh, they are. They're like peanut butter and jelly.
I love that analogy.
Right. They just go together.
I do.
And the research really shows that
Yeah.
self-care is so important for maintaining good mental health.
It's not just about feeling good in the moment.
Right.
It's about building resilience.
Yes.
So you can better cope with stress.
And challenges?
Yeah, and they had some good examples.
Like what?
Like taking 15 minutes before a busy day to just chill.
Okay, yeah.
Like have a cup of tea,
Mm-hmm.
do some deep breathing.
Well, yeah.
Just create a little bit of calm before the storm.
I love that because it's like you're setting yourself up for success. You're giving yourself the tools to handle whatever comes your way.
And then there's checking in with yourself.
Oh, yes.
Not just when you're feeling down,
Right.
but regularly.
Like make it a habit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
how are you feeling? What do you need?
Exactly. It's about being in tune with yourself.
Yeah, and journaling's another big one.
Oh, journaling is so good.
It is.
It's like therapy on paper.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it kind of is.
It can really help you process your emotions. Like if you're feeling stressed or anxious or overwhelmed.
Yeah.
just get it all out on paper.
Yeah, it's amazing how much it helps.
It is.
And then, of course, meditation.
Yes, the
Right.
OG self-care practice. And for good reason.
Yeah, it has so many benefits.
It does. It can reduce stress and anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
improve your sleep,
Yeah.
increase your focus.
Yeah.
It's like a miracle drug,
It kind of is.
but without the side effects.
Right.
And it's free.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about mental and emotional health.
Yeah,
But we can't forget about physical health.
of course not.
That's a huge part of self-care, too.
It's the foundation.
Yeah. And one of the articles we read had this funny little saying.
What was it?
It said, don't sleep on your physical health.
Uh-huh. I like that.
Right.
It's catchy,
Yeah,
but it's also true.
it is.
You can't have good overall well-being if you're not taking care of your body. So how do we do that?
Well, exercise is a big one.
Yes, move that body.
Yeah, even just 15 to 30 minutes a day
Mm-hmm.
can make a difference.
It releases endorphins.
Those feel-good chemicals.
Exactly. It boosts your mood.
Yeah,
It helps you sleep better.
yeah.
It's good for your heart, your bones, your muscles.
It's a win-win.
It really is.
And speaking of sleep,
Oh, yes, sleep is crucial.
so important.
The National Sleep Foundation recommends 7 to 9 hours a night.
That's what we saw in a lot of the sources.
Yeah, and I know it can be hard to get that much sleep,
Oh, tell me about it.
but it's worth it.
It is.
When you're well rested, you just function better.
In every way.
In every way, you're more patient, more focused, more productive.
Yeah.
So if you're struggling with sleep,
Mm-hmm.
there are things you can try,
Like what?
like creating a calming bedtime routine,
Okay.
maybe taking a warm bath, or reading a book.
Or listening to calming music.
Yes, and limiting screen time before bed.
Oh, that's a big one.
It is, the blue light from screens can actually interfere with your sleep.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so put away your phone and your computer at least an hour before bed.
Good advice.
And make sure you're getting enough natural light during the day.
Oh, yeah. That's important, too.
It is. It helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle.
Interesting.
Okay, and last but not least, in the physical health department,
Okay.
nutrition.
Food. Yeah.
Yes, fuel your body.
And they talked a lot about being mindful about what you eat.
Absolutely.
Choosing nourishing foods
Yeah.
over processed snacks.
Yeah, because what you eat can really affect how you feel,
It can.
both physically and mentally.
Totally. Like when I eat junk food, I feel sluggish and foggy.
Exactly. And it can make your mood worse, too.
Yeah. So eating healthy is definitely a form of self-care.
It is.
Okay. So we've talked about our minds, our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about our environment.
Our surroundings.
Yes. Because that can have a huge impact on how we feel.
It can.
One of the articles we read said, your space matters more than you think.
Oh, that's so true.
It is.
Like if your home is cluttered and messy,
Yeah,
it can make you feel stressed and anxious.
totally.
But if your space is clean and organized,
Mm-hmm.
it can promote a sense of calm and peace.
Yeah. And they had some great ideas for incorporating nature,
Oh, yes.
like walking barefoot outside.
Grounding,
Yeah.
feeling the earth beneath your feet.
Forest bathing.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I have. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's basically just spending time in nature,
Okay.
like being present and mindful of your surroundings.
Sounds so peaceful.
It is.
And they even talked about hugging a tree.
Haha, why not?
Right.
Trees have good energy.
They do.
And even if you live in a city,
Yeah.
you can still find ways to connect with nature.
Yeah, like going to a park.
Yes.
Or having plants in your home.
Plants are amazing. They purify the air
Yeah.
and they bring life into your space.
And they're pretty.
They are.
And also talked about the benefits of decluttering.
Oh, yes. Tidying up can be so therapeutic.
It can.
It's like you're clearing out not just your physical space,
Yeah.
but also your mental space.
Okay, so before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to circle back to something we talked about earlier.
Okay.
Boundaries.
Superpower.
Yes. Because it's so important.
It is.
And it's not always easy.
No, it takes practice.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
It is.
Because when you set boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
you're protecting your time,
Their energy.
your mental health,
Your well-being.
and you're taking control of your life.
Exactly. You're the one in charge.
And that can be really empowering.
It is.
Okay, so one last thing.
Okay.
We've talked about how great self-care is
Yeah.
and all the benefits it has,
Mm-hmm.
but it's important to be realistic.
Yes.
It's not a magic cure.
No, it's not a quick fix.
Yeah, it's not going to solve all your problems.
But it's a valuable tool.
It is.
It's like a support system.
Yeah, it helps you cope with life's challenges.
And if you're struggling with something serious, like a mental health condition,
Yeah.
self-care alone might not be enough.
Right.
And that's okay.
It is.
There's no shame in asking for help.
Yeah, and they talked about the importance of reaching out to others.
Yes.
Whether it's friends or family.
Or a therapist.
Yeah, or a support group.
There are so many resources available.
There are.
And it's important to use them.
Yeah, asking for help is a sign of strength.
It is.
Not weakness.
Agreed.
Okay, so to really reap the benefits of self-care,
Yeah.
you got to make it a habit.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, it can't just be something you do once in a while.
Right.
It has to be a part of your daily routine.
Like brushing your teeth.
Exactly.
You do it every day.
Yeah.
And self-care should be the same way.
And they had some good tips for incorporating it into your daily life.
Like what?
Like scheduling time for it.
Okay.
Even if it's just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like to meditate or do some deep breathing.
Or just sit in silence and drink a cup of tea. And you can also schedule bigger chunks of time, like for exercise or spending time in nature.
Or having coffee with a friend.
Yes.
And they said to set reminders.
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
Like on your phone. So you don't forget.
And you can even like block out time in your calendar.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
For self-care.
For me time.
Yes.
And over time, it will become second nature.
Exactly.
Like it'll just be a part of your life.
A healthy habit.
Yeah.
Like brushing your teeth.
Exactly.
So to wrap up,
Yes.
self-care is a journey.
It is.
It's about taking care of your mind, your body, and your spirit.
Yeah.
It's about setting boundaries.
Connecting with others.
And making yourself a priority.
Yes, and it's worth it.
It is.
Because when you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to handle anything life throws your way.
And you can show up for the people you care about.
So true.
In a more authentic and meaningful way.
Okay, so as we end this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question. Okay, I'm ready.
What small act of self-care will you commit to doing today?
Ooh, good question.
Make it something enjoyable.
Yes.
Something you can stick with and something that's totally you.
Love that.
And remember,
Yeah.
we looked at a lot of different sources for this deep dive.
We do.
So if you want to learn more, there's a ton of information out there.
There is.
Just waiting to be explored.
Happy exploring.
Thanks for joining us.
It was fun.
It was fun.